Hello, boys and girls. I am going to teach you today how to create a Google slideshow that you can then embed into the discussion tool so that you can share your weekly reflections with your teacher and classmates. Part of summer learning is that every Friday we're going to celebrate the learning that we have done. So what you're going to do to start is you have to create that slideshow. So first of all, you go into Google Drive, and then you're going to click on New, and you're going to click on Google Slides. Now, some of you might know of some cool places to go and find really neat themes for your Google Slides. I think Slides Carnival is one, and there's a few other ones. But so you can make this slideshow whatever you would like. Maybe you're just going to use one of these slides. So I like the color pink. So I'm going to click on this one, and I'm going to call it Mrs. Milton's Learning Journal. And I'm going to put summer. Oh my gosh, I can't type today. Summer 2020. And then, so my first week, I might just call this week one, and you can make this however you want. You might want to make it really fancy. You might want to include pictures. So maybe I'm going to go in here and say, I'm going to grab a couple of our pictures that we used. Or you might go into the discussion tool, but I'm just going to go in here for now and say that, I don't know, maybe I'm going to save this and put it in here. It's very big. I can change it around. You can, and you might include obviously some of our language as well. So I might just say this week in math, and we will give you some questions that will help you to reflect, but I'm just doing this to show you how to do it. So this week in math, I learned that arrays are a helpful way to count large collections of items efficiently. I learned that efficient means to do something quickly and easily. Okay, and then maybe I'm going to go and I'm going to grab the Let's Talk About Race book that we talked about, and I'm going to click on that. I'm going to throw that in. Obviously, I would take longer to do this. I'm just doing this quickly to show you how I would create this slideshow. And then I might say, I learned a lot from this book. Our world is not a fair place for everyone. This book was about racism. And then I would talk more about that. Okay, so this is the part that you're going to need to follow. So I'm going to open up my D2L, and in our discussion list, there is if you go to class tools and go to discussions, the very last discussion, or it might be a little bit different depending on what class you're in. This one says week 1, Monday. It's going to be changed a little bit, but you'll click on that and you're going to start a new thread and then go back over to your, I'll say it did it for me, Mrs. Milton's Learning Journey. So what you have to do is you have to go to File, and you need to go to Publish to the Web. Okay, these are important steps. So File, Publish to Web, and then you click on Embed. I find that small is the best. So if you just change that to small and then hit Publish, and you're going to click OK. And then this here is really ugly looking. It's a lot of different info, but you don't need to worry what it says. You just need to have it fully selected, which it does automatically. And then you need to hit Control C for copy. Okay, so that it is copied. And then you're going to go back in here to your post, and I'll put my weekly learning journal. You're only going to have to do this once because it's going to update the embed code will update every time you make a change within your journal. So every week your teacher can go back into this post and see the changes you've made. So then I'm going to go to insert stuff, and I'm going to scroll down and you'll see enter embed code. And then you just hit Control V and click next, insert. And there is you can make it centered if you want. And then you just post it. So maybe one week, your weekly journal is going to be more than one page long. You might want to reflect on more than one page. You might want to include a video. You might want to include a link to something. You might want to include more than one picture every time. So if you see over here, if I add another slide in and say, I also learned a lot about using D2L. Okay, and you would include more than this. I want you to get creative as you can because you guys are very capable and super techy, I've seen. When you go back here and refresh, you will see that now that third slide that I've added is in there. So it's always going to update. So it's a really great way for the teacher, instead of having to share it with the teacher every week, it's a really great way for you to share your thinking every week then. And you might want to star that so that it shows up in your drive easily. Every week, you can go back in and do your reflection. And throughout the week, you might think, ooh, that's something I want to remember for the end of the week. That's something I want to reflect on. So you could go into your Google slide and add that and say that's definitely new learning for me. I want to share that. Or that's something I really loved doing. So I want to put that in my learning journal. So this is a place that you will be able to reflect throughout the 6 weeks. And then you'll have it forever. You'll have this learning journal forever. So that is how to do it. So it involves step 1, making a slideshow. Step 2, getting the embed code by clicking File, Publish to Web, Embed, and then you would have to click Publish and then press Control C on that. And then going to paste it in insert stuff. And then your slideshow is always going to be there. So that's going to be something we do today.